we should not lose hope. These are the dark times. We need to have patience. We need to have ideas. We need to have hope. Back then, between 2010 and 2013, many of us from Delhi and all over the world, we were together raising our voice against the suppression of rights of indigenous people, Adivasis. During that time, there were kind of a large mining projects were signed with MOUs, and villages were emptied in the forest areas and burned down, and there were multiple attacks on the Adivasis, basically to clear the grounds for mining, to hand over the lands and forests to the corporate houses. Many of us thought that this is going to be very dangerous and it's going to be genocidal attacks on Adivasis. Particularly, some of us from Delhi, we met together uh, under the guidance of Justice Rajendra Sachar, who was the former Chief Justice of Delhi and also the chairman of the Committee on Minorities, to raise the issue of Adivasis and their rights, and particularly fifth schedule and sixth schedule of the Constitution. Otherwise, these uh, trampling of rights of Adivasis, and including their right to life, were in danger. And we had together like Professor Ranadhir Singh, Dr. B.D. Sharma, who was the IAS officer retired and was also the Vice Chancellor of Northeast Hill University, Surendra Mohan, who was a veteran human rights activist and socialist and MP. A number of us came together and we formed a forum called Forum Against War on People. And I was asked to act as convener to put together all the civil society groups, democratic rights groups, and people. So that was the background. And we were also representing the issues of the tribals, about 8 to 9 crore Adivasis in India who were being targeted for super profits of the corporate houses at that time. So what we did was that we also engaged with the international community, particularly UN bodies like UN body on indigenous people, UN body on human rights, and various other bodies. And then I was also asked to coordinate, act as a coordinator for kind of international voice. So I was acting as a center point, coordinator and convener of All India Forum and International Forum. They asked me to do it uh, so that I could coordinate, and then the voice comes in a focused way, where we can even discuss with government and convince the government to stop this corporate loot and threat to the threat of genocide of Adivasis. It was called, earlier 2010 Salva Judum, and by 2013 it was called Operation Green Hunt. And we were actively from all the main cities of India and different states. We coordinated and we conducted several programs, because of which was focused internationally. So perhaps the powers that be at that time did not like that, and they wanted to suppress the voice of the people, because we called it a war on people, which was in 2014 May. I was kidnapped and later on declared as arrested. That is that is the only kind of reason. There, I can't see, or any other one can't see any other reason for this false and fabricated case. 10 years after this, where we are, we have to see all those efforts were gone after my arrest and stopped. It's just not a legal battle in the sense, some false cases foisted on me, and then we go to the court, and then immediately we'll get some relief. It was not like that. Though there was nothing against me in my university, immediately after 3 days I was suspended, and after that, in 2021 March, I was dismissed. It was a very, very difficult time for us and for entire family. And also, that there was a kind of, the arrest was under uh, Prevention of Terrorist Activities, Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. So that is straightaway branding a teacher as a terrorist, and it stigmatized me and my family, because like everywhere the family would be looked into kind of a no the family of a terrorist. It emotionally, educationally, professionally, and uh, family wise, all in every front we faced heavy kind of a repression and stigma, and also that emotionally it was it affected all of us. Physically, within the four walls, I was subjected to untold kind of uh, and the kind of torture, like mental torture, and my body was affected in every aspect, being a disabled person. Further, my condition was kind of deteriorated. I don't know what political ideology was looked at to mm, frame me in a false case, because political ideology cannot be uh, the ground for any legal case, criminal case. People believe in different kinds of ideas, and you know, in a democracy, under a constitution, people are free to believe any kind of ideology, though that cannot be the reason for any case. It's very amorphous what they believe. What I am. But what certain people would like to brand me as, it is only their attempt to do that. Like if one is in prison, one would really understand the, the loss of rights, not only personally, but if you look at the prison, it's like a microcosm of the entire country. So it will help you to understand that how the rights given in the constitution and the natural rights of human beings and rights above the constitution, that are democratic rights, the 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 rights that you get as a citizen from the constitution, will pave the way for larger and broader kind of democratic rights. Each prison, and particularly the prison I was there, is a kind of a prison house of torture, violation of rights and uh, use of caste system, use of communal system, use of every anti-human uh, acts. I have been a teacher from my very young age, and I have been living as a teacher. I would like to continue to be a teacher, and I would like to die as a teacher. Teaching is very, very important. So, in my rest of my life, I will continue my teaching, and it is teaching, and as a student of literature, and as a student of teacher of as a teacher of literature, uh, I got certain kind of an understanding of the world around me, which actually inspired me or directed me to have a perspective to take the responsibility of protecting defending the rights of the protecting and defending the rights of the marginalized who remained marginalized for hundreds of years in this country. So I would like to work for the education of the people, and this is part of my uh, you know my task to take the a voice for the demand of democratic rights, human rights, civil rights of the most marginalized section through education. And it is only through education now being that anything else is now denied, and education cannot be denied, which actually needs certain agency to take this aspect to the lives of the people, all these sections, marginalized sections. So my hope and aspiration in for my future is I would like to work more on education and the rights of the people. I wanted to become an educator. I wanted to remain a teacher and work for these people. Violence does not create anything. First of all, this I have been saying in the past 35 years. But at the same time, who is responsible for the violence? That is also important. See, I mean, this whole debate of violence, non-violence, has no meaning. We cannot go on debating this. It is the work that we do for the rights of the people. That is no, there is no space for violence, non-violence debate in this. But violence is largely being perpetrated by those who have power, not the marginalized sections. We should not lose hope. These are the dark times, whether you take it fascist kind of uh, political landscape that is developing all over the world, taking grip over all the power centers of the countries in the world. These all constitute dark times, and we have gone through these dark times in the past more than 10 years. But you know, if you look beyond yourself and see how the vast majority of the people in the world and the country are suffering, you will definitely come out of depression in these dark times. And even the dark times also teach us something of a knowledge, light, gives us light. Through that light that we should see in the eye of our mind, and go ahead with confidence, courage, and also, you know, uh, aspiration that we can certainly do. We need to have ideas. We need to have hope. I would like to say, that the laws like VAPA, that is Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, and a few other acts, draconian laws, have no place in a democracy. And we have to build that kind of a democracy where draconian laws are not used against the citizens,